Hi, and welcome back to our series of lectures on responding to world religions. And today we're looking at a worldview. So, what is worldview? What does that mean? Well, simply, somebody's worldview is the perspective that they use to process and interpret information received about the world. James W. Sire calls it this: a worldview is a set of presuppositions or assumptions which we hold about the basic makeup of our world. And so I'm going to also include his more complete definition from his book, The Universe Next Door. A worldview is a commitment, a fundamental orientation of the heart that can be expressed as a story or a set of presuppositions, assumptions, which may be true, partially true, or entirely false, which we hold consciously or subconsciously, consistently or inconsistently, about the basic constitution of reality, and that provides the foundation on which we live and move and have our being. And if you're a Christian familiar with the Bible, you might recognize that phrase at the very end there. He's actually using a quote from the New Testament. But one of the things that I appreciate about this definition of worldview is how Sire allows for the fact that our presuppositions in our worldview are not necessarily logically consistent, and actually they may not have a evidentiary basis in truth. They could be false even, and we may grow up with these assumptions. We may simply accept them as true without ever identifying whether they really are, and that's the way we people are made. And I say that because sometimes, as people from different religions interact with others, there's a tendency sometimes to build a straw man, actually, and to say, well, this religion is not consistent here, 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 and here. However, if most of us are honest with ourselves, our understanding of our religion also is frequently logically inconsistent. And there may be some presuppositions that we accept as true without ever having tested the validity of those presuppositions. So I want to give a very brief plan of a worldview structure and illustrate how that works. And as we move forward, as we look at other religions, as we look at all religions, including Christianity, we'll try to look as well at this worldview structure and try to identify what that religion is attempting to say and what are some of its presuppositions about the universe, and also then what it's trying to say for us now. So this plan is really four parts. First of all, we're going to start with the problem. In other words, what's wrong with the world and humanity? What issue needs to be solved? And then next would be the cause. Why? Why is there something wrong with the world and humanity? Why aren't they right? And then the remedy or the solution. What can fix that problem with the world, and then the means. In other words, how do we access that solution? So I'll give an example from Christianity, the religion that I know best. And of course, you might disagree with this worldview, and I'd really be interested in what you would say about the worldview of Christianity. But I see it this way. The problem with the world is separation from God and from one another. And the cause of that separation from God and from one another is what we call sin, disobedience to God. The remedy then for that is actually not from within ourselves, but the remedy for that problem caused by our sin is the death and resurrection of the God-man, Jesus Christ. All right, so then how do we access that remedy? And according to the holy writings of Christianity, especially the New Testament, the means for accessing the solution is through faith in Jesus Christ, in his death and resurrection. And so that's an example of a worldview using Christianity. And again, we will look at other religions to try to identify what they say for their worldview, what they identify as the problem with the world and humanity, the cause, the solution, and the means to access that solution.